Hello, remote learners. We are doing the Statue of Liberty today in history. There will be 10 questions. No video other than the class video. And that's about it. Here we go. All right. Let's talk about how many of you have ever been up to New York? Have you got the opportunity to see the Statue of Liberty? Yeah, it's pretty cool. If you haven't, hopefully one day you'll be able to get up there and see it. It's well worth it. So today we're going to talk about a little bit about it, okay? As soon as Rhett quits talking. All right, the Statue of Liberty is a large statue that stands on Liberty Island in New York Harbor, okay? If you ever are standing and trying to read something and you're trying to figure out why it's all blurry, you probably need to put your glasses on. All right. Okay. All right, then it fogged in. So, the statue was a gift from the people of France and was dedicated on October 28, 1886. Okay, it was dedicated on October 28, 1886. It became one of the most iconic symbols of the United States of America. The official name of the statue is Liberty Enlightening the World. Okay? But she also goes by other names, including Lady Liberty and the Mother of Exiles.
I've never heard that.
Okay? Exiles, people that are leaving a country to come here. Exiles. They have been exiled, perhaps, from their country. Okay? The statue represents the freedom and the liberty of the United States democracy. The figure is modeled after the Roman goddess named Libertas. The torch she holds high represents the enlightenment of the world. There are also broken chains at her feet that symbolizes the United States breaking free from tyranny. Okay, that's when we broke free from England. She holds a table or a tablet in her left hand that represents the law and has July the 4th, 1776 inscribed on it in Roman numerals. Okay? And how tall is she? Anybody know without looking on the book, without looking on the paper? How tall is she? How tall? What do you think?
102 feet.
Actually, she's quite a bit taller than that. You look. I saw you look. You can't look. That's cheating. All right. The height of the statue from the base to the tip of the torch is 151 feet 1 inch. Okay? If you include the pedestal and the foundation, she actually stands 305 feet 1 inch. Okay? That is about the height of a 30-story building. So she's on up there a ways. Okay? Some other interesting measurements for the statue includes her head, which is 17 feet 3 inches tall. Her nose is 4 feet 6 inches long.
So that's as big as one of us.
That's a big. That's as tall as some of y'all.
She was She was live.
Okay. Her right arm is 42 feet long, and her index finger is 8 feet long.
What about her middle finger?
Index finger is 8 feet long. Okay.
Yeah, all our fingers are bigger than ours.
Oh, right.
That's sad. That's sad.
I don't know. We could cut off all your fingers and line them up and see if we can measure it out and be 8 feet, but I mean, it'd be kind of pointless at that point. Because none of us would be able to hold the measure and take the measure.
I have scissors right here.
It's kind of worthless.
Brittany, you're first. Okay.
All right. When was she built? Okay. The project to build the Statue of Liberty was announced in France in 1875.
No!
The arm and the torch were constructed first and were displayed at the Centennial Exhibition in Philadelphia in 1876. The head was completed next and shown at the 1878 Paris World's Fair. And then the rest of the statue was built in section over the next several years. So this was not just a real quick, we did it in a month and got it out. It took
What is
several
it made
years
out
to
of?
build it. Okay?
Copper.
That was
Go
made
get
of
it,
copper.
It's brown and
The
then
reason it's green, how many of you have ever seen copper that has been exposed to weather? What happens to it?
It turns into mold.
It turns green. Okay, it has to get that greenish tint to it. That's
Is
why.
it oxidized? Was
Yeah.
it supposed to
Yeah.
turn off?
I mean, that's what it does
I
with
mean,
copper.
like
When
the
copper is
dog.
exposed to weather, it turns green. Okay. In 1885, the sections of the statue were shipped to the United States. The assembly of the statue began in April of 1886. Okay, so first the urn frame was built, and then the copper pieces were put on top of that. And the statue was finally completed and dedicated on October 28, 1886.
That could be
Yes,
a
Miller.
lot of building
Before it
accidents.
was green, it was like a goldish brownish.
Yep,
It
I
had to be
can't even imagine that.
yep.
That
I think
had
it
to be
was-
a lot
I think
of
it was-
building accidents. You're gonna have one guy that's gonna fall all the way down.
There's the lady who
No.
tried to climb.
Who designed the Statue of Liberty?
No, she.
Okay. The idea for the statue was first presented by the French anti-slavery activist Eduardo de Labralais. Okay, that's as close as I can get. I don't speak French. To the French sculptor Frederick Bourgeaud. Bourgeaud then takes the idea and runs with it. He wants to design a giant statue, and he designs the Statue of Liberty. He helped to raise funding for the project, and he picked the site of New York Harbor to place it.
Is
Okay?
the island already there?
So the internal, construction was actually built by Gustav Eiffel,
Oh.
who would later build the Eiffel Tower.
He built the statue.
Okay? He built the
That's great. There's like the
framework
two-
for it. He
Is there like
designed
the-
the framework for it.
Is there like the two like?
So he came up with the unique idea to use urn grid structure inside the statue for support. This would give the statue strength and reduce the stress on the outer copper skin at the same time. Okay? So if you visit the statue, today the Statue of Liberty is part of the U.S. National Park Service. It is one of the most popular tourist destinations in the United States. Around 4 million people visits the monument every year. 4 million people.
Not this year.
It is free to visit, but there is a cost to take the ferry to the island. Okay, so it's actually free to visit the Statue of Liberty, but you have to pay to get to it. Okay? If you want to climb to the top, make sure you get your ticket early. It's only 240 people a day are allowed to climb up to the crown. Okay? Okay? Now, interesting facts about the Statue of Liberty. The exterior of the statue is made of copper, which has turned green due to oxidation. There are 354 steps to climb to the top of the crown inside the statue, and that's once you get up there. The face of the statue looks a lot like the mother of the sculpture. The guy that sculptured it out, he kind of based it on his mother's appearance.
That's what I was saying.
The statue was often the first thing that immigrants coming to America would see as they neared Ellis Island. The
So they knew
statue
them.
weighs around 225 tons. Okay?
That's a lot of
And the
elephants.
crown of the statue has 7 rays, which represents the 7 continents and the 7 seas of the world. So all of it had meaning to it. Okay, it meant something. Yes,
Are you still allowed to go into the ground? Like, not during COVID, but.
not right now. Yeah, as far as I know, you can, but I mean, it is restricted. Yes.
Has the island always been there? The
Ellis Island has always been there. They actually built Ellis Island up, and we're going to talk about Ellis Island tomorrow.
Because there's
But
the
it's actually
statue,
a lot of
there's
it
like a
is
little gift
man-made.
shop.
Yeah, a lot of it is man-made.
That's crazy.
You're
Okay.
crazy.
All right. Yeah. The way they built Ellis Island up was when they were digging the subways in New York City.
Oh, that's
Okay.
cool.
They had to have something somewhere to put the dirt, right? So they added on to Ellis Island.
That's actually cool.
That'd be pretty smart. Okay.
I mean,
All right, guys,
why
that
would
was
they
it.
say-
Bye.